Welcome to Jervy Paul Official. This channel is all about gaming content and easy to follow tutorials made for everyone. If you're looking for fun gameplay, tips, and helpful guides, you're in the right place. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon so you won't miss any new uploads. Thank you and enjoy watching.
But skills are prohibited in this area. Emergency. Screenshot. Back button. Shortcut menu. Game up view day view team. Companion map navigation. Companions red vehicle summon flower red vehicle king. View companion summon. Symmetrical summon Symmetrics king. Summon Symmetrics king. Shortcut menu closed. Basic skill. Skills are basic skill. Automatic. Skills are prohibited in this area. Ally. Enemy. All. NPC. $11.54, $11.50, $14.50 red, $14.49 red. Enable automatic healing. 14, stop 2035. Enable automatic healing. Basic skill. Manual skill, basic skill. Automatic skills are prohibited in this area. Shortcut menu. Character. G. 2,005,792. Mage. Male. Reward list. Care menu closed. System to passenger east north, east, north. 1 Pegasus Ranch transmission channel pick up the warriors west player enter Pegasus Ranch. Pegasus Ranch teleport grade requirements 10 confirmed please continue. System can you fell headlong into the teleport shortcut menu. Game up detect monsters. 1 Horse King East West Grassland. Go to Horse King and shortcut menu. Game up detect NPC list. Detect monsters. 1 Horse King East 5N. Congratulate shortcut menu. Game update. New day, new team, companion, new game up, detect NPC list. Shortcut menu character, shortcut menu, game updates, detect monsters. New day, new team, companion summon. Map navigation. With Dragon North Gate, Southeast Gate, Steps East 70, South Gate, East Gate, Steps East, where in front of the hall. Go to East Gate Steps. Controlling the character's movement will stop. System, congratulations, the not proper success, Shenmong Street. System, the whole world celebrates as fearless teleportation array. Shenmong Street. Go to East Gate Steps. Controlling the character's movement will stop. 1 Pegasus Ranch transmission channel pick up the warrior East 8M. East Gate Steps. Enter Pegasus Ranch. Pegasus Ranch transmission player camp. Enter Pegasus Ranch. Pegasus Ranch teleport grade you fell headlong into the teleportation shortcut menu. Game up detect NPC list. Detect monsters. 1 Horse King South Grassland. System the whole world celebrates shortcut menu. Game up detect monsters. System the whole world 1 Horse King Northwest 20 AM. Shortcut menu. Game detect NPC list. Detect monsters. 1 Horse King Northwest 4 AM. Congratulations, you received Next 1 Horse King point 61. Shortcut menu, game update, detect NPC map nav, companion summon map navigation, square in front of the hall, East Dragon North, South Gate, East Gate Steps, East 7, South East Gate Steps, East, square in front of the hall. Go to East Gate Steps, controlling the character's movement will stop. System the whole world celebrates as fearlessly in Shenmong Street. Teleportation array. Shenmong Street. Go to East Gate Steps. Controlling the character's movement will stop. East escape steps. 1 Pegasus Ranch transmission channel pick up the warriors west 1 and south. Player Pegasus Ranch transmission enter Pegasus Ranch. Pegasus Ranch teleport grade requirements 10 confirmed. Please can fell headlong into the teleport shortcut menu. Game up detect monsters. 1 Horse King South for Grassland. System King shortcut menu. Game updates. Detect monsters. 1 Horse King East 28M. System King Ranch shortcut menu. Game up detect NPC with detect monsters. 1 Horse King East 11M. Shortcut menu. Game up to detect monsters. At 1 Horse 4 Horse King or 1 Horse King Southwest 21M. Go to Horse King. Controlling the character's
小
movement
满
will
单
stop.
物品兑换各种
Congratulations.
神
You
奇道
received
具
King
吗？
Next 1 Horse King
可以
West,
来找我。
North, West, South. Shortcut menu. Game up detect NPC list. Map navigation.
小满
Square
单
in
物
front of
品
dragon. North,
兑换
south,
各
east,
种
gate,
神奇
steps,
道
east,
具
70,
吗？
south, gate, east, gate, steps,
可以
east,
来找
square
我
in。front of the ball.
小满单物品
Shenlong Street. Go to east gate steps. Controlling the character's movement will stop.
你要去哪？有事。你
Teleportation
要去
array.
哪？有事。
Shenlong
你要去
Street.
哪？
East.
有事。你要去哪？
1
有事。
Pegasus Ranch
你要
transmission
去
channel
哪？
pick up the warriors east
有
9
事。
M. Please
你
enter
要去
Pegasus
哪？
Ranch. Go to east gate steps. Controlling the character's movement will stop. Pegasus Ranch teleport grade requirements 10 confirmed. Please continue.
有事。
Pegasus Ranch
你
teleport
要
grade
去
requirements.
哪？
Fell headlong into the teleport shortcut menu. Game detect monsters. 1 Horse King Northeast Grassland. Shortcut menu. Game up detect NPC list. Detect monsters. 1 Horse King West 5M. Shortcut menu. Game up detect monsters. 1 Horse King Southwest 8M. Go to Horse King. Controlling the character's movement will stop. Shortcut menu. Game up detect monsters. On cooldown. NPC list. Detect monsters. Shortcut menu. Character. 2 Horse King West 33M. 1 Horse King Southeast 11M. Go to Horse King. Controlling the character's movement will stop. Shortcut menu. Game up detect monsters. G. 2,005,007 detect monsters. 1 Horse King West 36M. Shortcut menu. Game update detect monsters. 1 Horse King West 29M. Shortcut menu. Game update detect NPC detect monsters. 1 Horse King South 67M. Go to Horse King. Controlling the character's movement will stop. Shortcut menu. Game up detect monsters. 1 Horse King South 46M. Shortcut menu. Game up detect monsters. 1 Horse King South 25M. Shortcut menu. Game up detect monsters. On cooldown. Go to Horse King. And 1 Horse King North 30M. Shortcut net game update detect monsters. 1 Horse King North 4M. Congratulations. You received King Main
小
X 1
满单
Horse
物
King
品
point section
兑
shortcut
换各
menu.
种神奇
Game
道
up
具吗？
detect NPC match
可以来
navigation.
找我。
Square in front of dragon north gate south gate east gate steps east 70. Square in front of the ball.
小满单物品兑换各种神奇道具吗？
Go to east gate steps.
可以来找我。
Controlling the character's movement. Shenlong Street.
有事。你要去哪？有事。你要去哪？
Teleportation array. Shenlong Street.
有事。你要去哪？有事。你要去哪？
1 Pegasus Ranch transmission channel pick up the warriors east north.
有事。你
East
要
gate
去
steps.
哪？
Player enter Pegasus Ranch. Pegasus Ranch teleport grade requirements 10 confirmed. Please continue. Fell headlong into the teleportation tunnel. Shortcut men game up detect monsters. 1 Horse King North 6 Grassland. Shortcut menu game up detect monsters. 1 Horse King West 55M. Shortcut menu game up detect monsters. 1 Horse King Northeast 14M. Shortcut menu game up detect monsters. 1 Horse King South 9M. Shortcut menu game update detect monsters. 1 Horse King Southwest 7M. Shortcut menu game up detect monsters. On cooldown. On cooldown. 1 Horse King West 15M. Go to Horse King and shortcut menu. Game up detect monsters. 1 Horse King Northwest 4M. Shortcut menu game update detect monsters. 1 Horse King West 16M. Shortcut menu game update detect monsters. On cooldown. 1 Horse King North 8M. Go to Horse King. Shortcut menu game up detect monsters. 1 Horse King North 11M. Shortcut menu. Game up detect monsters. 1 Horse King North 11M. Shortcut menu game up detect monsters. 1 Horse King North 9M. Shortcut menu game up detect monsters. 1 Horse King Northwest 12M. Go to Horse King. Controlling the shortcut menu game update detect monsters. 1 Horse King North 13M. Shortcut menu. Game update detect monsters. 1 horse pin northwest 7M. Shortcut menu. Game up detect monsters. 1 horse pin southwest 18M. Go to horse pin. Controlling shortcut menu. Game up detect monsters. 1 horse pin west 4M. Congratulations. You
小
achieved
暖
pin
男
name
物
at 1 horse
品
pin
兑换
point
各
check
种
1.
游戏道具吗？
Shortcut
可以来
menu.
找
Game
我。
up detect NPC list. Map navigation. Square in front of the hall. Bracket north south gate
小暖
state
男物
east
品
73M.
兑换各
Square
种
in
游
front of
戏
the
道
hall.
具吗？
Go to east gate steps.
可以来找我。
Controlling the character's movement will stop. Shenmong Street.
有事？你要去哪儿？有事？你要去哪儿？
Teleportation array.
有事？你要去哪儿
Shenmong？Street.
有事？你要去哪
Go
儿
to east gate steps. Controlling the character's move 1 Pegasus Ranch transmission channel. Pick up the warriors east gate step. Player can enter Pegasus Ranch. Enter Pegasus Ranch. Pegasus Ranch teleport grade group L headlong into shortcut menu. Game up to detect monsters. 1 horse pin northeast grassland. Shortcut menu. Game up to detect monsters. 1 horse pin west 10M. Go to horse pin. Controlling the character's movement will stop. Shortcut menu. Game up to detect monsters. 1 horse pin west 15M. Shortcut menu. Game up to detect monsters. 1 horse pin west 29M. Shortcut menu. Game up to detect monsters. 1 horse pin west 23M. Go to horse pin. Controlling the character's movement will stop. Shortcut menu. Game up to detect monsters. 1 horse pin southwest 11M. Shortcut menu. Game up to detect monsters. 1 horse pin south 15M. Shortcut menu. Game up to detect monsters on cooldown. 1 horse pin east 7M. Go to horse pin. Controlling the character's movement with shortcut menu. Game up to detect monsters. 1 horse pin northeast 55M. Shortcut menu. Game up to detect monsters. 1 horse pin northeast 16M. Shortcut menu. Game up to detect monsters. On cooldown. On cooldown. 1 horse pin east 32M. Go to horse pin. Controlling the character. Shortcut menu. Game up to detect monsters. 1 horse pin southeast 19M. Shortcut menu. Game detect monsters. 1 horse pin south 14M. Shortcut menu. Game up detect monsters. 1 horse pin south 11M. Go to horse pin. Controlling the character's movement will stop. Shortcut menu. Game up detect monsters. 1 horse pin south 14M. Pins main X1 horse pin point X1. Shortcut menu. Game up detect monsters. 1 horse pin west 15M. Shortcut menu. Game up detect monsters. 1 horse pin west 15M. Shortcut menu. Game detect NPC with detect monsters. 1 horse pin west 10M. Shortcut menu. Game up detect monsters. 1 horse pin north 37M. Go to horse pin. Controlling the character. Shortcut menu. Game up detect monsters. 1 horse pin north 28M. Shortcut menu. Game up detect monsters. 1 horse pin northeast 33M. Shortcut menu. Game up detect monsters. Go to horse pin. On cooldown. 1 horse pin east 32M. Shortcut menu. Game up detect monsters. 1 horse pin east 7M. Congratulations. You received pins made at
小
1
暖
horse
男
pin
物
point
品
X1.
兑换各种珍稀道
Shortcut
具
menu.
吗？
Game up detect
可以来找
NPC
我。
map navigation. Square in front bracket north gate south gate east gate steps east 73 square in front of the hall. Go to east gate steps. Controlling the character's movement will stop.
小暖男物品兑换各种珍稀
Shenmong
道具。
Street.
有事？你要去哪儿？
Teleportation array.
有事？你要去
Shenmong
哪儿？
Street.
有事？
Go to east gate
你要
steps.
去哪
Control
儿？
1 Pegasus Ranch transmission channel. Pick up the warriors east 9M. Player
有
enter
事？
Pegasus Ranch.
你要去哪儿？
Pegasus Ranch teleport grade requires you fell headlong into the teleportation. Shortcut menu. Game up detect monsters. 1 horse pin northeast grassland. Shortcut menu. Game up detect monsters. 1 horse pin east 44M. Go to horse pin. Controlling the character's movement will stop. Shortcut menu. Game up detect monsters. 1 horse pin east 26M. Shortcut menu. Game up detect monsters. 1 horse pin southwest 26M. Shortcut menu. Game up detect monsters. 1 horse pin southeast 10M. Go to horse pin. Controlling the character's movement will stop. Shortcut game up detect monsters. On 1 horse pin east 11M. Shortcut menu. Game up. Detect monsters. One more spin. List 13M. Shortcut menu. Game up. Detect monsters. One more spin. List 14M. Go to 4 spin. Shortcut menu. Game up. Detect monsters. On cooldown. One more spin. South 9M. Congratulations. You received 10 payments. One more spin. Point 61. Shortcut menu. Game up. Detect monsters. NPC list. Map navigation. Square in front of the ball. Dragon or fix on taking stage steps. Each step.
想买
Square in
卖
front
物
of the
品
ball.
兑换各种珍稀
Go
道
these
具
8
吗？
steps. Controlling the character movement will stop. Shenlong Street.
勇士，你要去哪？
Teleportation array. Shenlong
It
Street.
is
勇士，
6:13
你要去哪？
p.m.
勇士，你要去哪？
Go to Eastgate steps. Controlling the character move 1 Pegasus Ranch transmission channel. Pick up Eastgate step north, west. Enter Pegasus Ranch. Pegasus Ranch transmission channel. Player 10.
勇士，你要去哪？
Enter Pegasus Ranch. Pegasus Ranch teleport grade require move headlong into the teleportation shortcut menu. Game up. Detect monsters. One more spin north with grassland. Go shortcut menu. Game up. Detect monsters. One more spin northeast 22M. Shortcut menu. Game up. Detect monsters. One more spin north 9M. Shortcut menu. Game up. Detect monsters. On cooldown. One more spin north west 7M. Shortcut menu. Game up. Detect monsters. On cooldown. One more spin north 16M. Go to 4 spin. Controlling the character's movement will stop. Shortcut menu. Game up. Detect monsters. One more spin west 12M. Shortcut menu. Game up. Detect monsters. One more spin west 11M. Shortcut menu. Game up. Detect monsters. One guard with light south 10M. Menu closed.
想买卖物品兑换各种珍稀道具吗？
Shortcut menu.
可以来找
Game
我。
updates. New daily routine. New game up. Detect mod NPC list. Map navigation.
想
Square
买
for
卖物
dragon
品
or fix out
兑
stage
换
east
各
gate
种
steps
珍
east
稀道
7
具
fix
吗
out stage east gate steps
可以
east
来找
square in
我。
front of the ball. Go to east gate steps. Controlling the character's movement will stop. Shenlong Street.
勇士，你要去哪？
Teleportation array. Shenlong Street.
勇士，你要去哪？
Go to east gate steps. Controlling the character's movement will stop.
勇士，你要去哪？
South. West. East gate steps.
勇士，
One
你要去
Pegasus
哪
Ranch？transmission channel. Pick up the warrior.
勇
Let's
士，
see player
你
camp.
要去
Enter
哪？
Pegasus Ranch.
勇士，
Pegasus Ranch
你要去
teleport grade
哪？
requirement move headlong into the teleportation tunnel. Shortcut menu. Game up. Detect monsters. One more spin south grassland. Shortcut menu. Game up. Detect monsters. On cooldown. One more spin east 9M. Shortcut menu. Game up. Detect monsters. One more spin east 13M. Shortcut menu. Game up. Detect monsters. One more spin northeast 5M. Shortcut menu. Game up. Detect monsters. One more spin north 9M. Go to 4 spin. Controlling the character's movement will stop. Shortcut menu. Game up. Detect monsters. One more spin north 9M. Shortcut menu. Game up. Detect monsters. One more spin east 13M. Shortcut menu. Game up. Detect monsters. One more spin south east 8M. Go to 4 spin. Controlling the character's movement will stop. Shortcut menu. Game up. Detect monsters. One more spin south 16M. Shortcut menu. Game up. Detect monsters. One more spin northwest 41M. Shortcut menu. Game up. Detect monsters. Go to one more spin east 10M. Square in front of the ball 15. 115.
想买卖物品兑换各种珍稀道具吗？
Backpack.
可以来找
Quick
我。
item. Quick skill items. Others. Materials. Radiant pet skill card 41
想买卖
can be
物
gifted
品
to the team.
兑换各
Ordinary
种
pet
珍稀
card
道
set
具吗？
material. Others.
可以来
Pet
找
dragon.
我。
Dragon all 3 can be gifted to others. Backpack characters.
想买卖物品
G.
兑换
2
各种
million
珍稀道
reward
具
asset
吗？
skills.
可以来找我。
Assets. Silver force pin points 9 cannot be traded. Asset character. Menu. Run assistant. Xiaomi Mei.
想买
Shortcut
卖
menu.
物
Game up.
品
New
兑
daily
换各
routine.
种珍稀道具
Map
吗？
navigation.
可以
Square
来找
dragon
我。
north gates out east gate steps east 70 square in front of the ball. Go to east gate steps.
想买
Controlling
卖
the
物
character's
品
movement
兑
will
换
stop.
各种珍稀道具吗？可以来找我。
Shenlong Street.
勇士，你要去哪？勇士，你要去哪？
Teleportation array. Shenlong Street.
勇士，你要去哪？
Go to east gate steps.
勇
Controlling
士，
the character's
你
movement
要
will
去
stop.
哪？勇士，
Each
你要
gate
去
step.
哪？
One Pegasus Ranch transmission channel. Pick up the warrior. Let's player. Enter Pegasus
勇
Ranch.
士，
Pegasus
你要
Ranch
去
teleport
哪？
gate requirements 10 Q fell headlong into the teleportation shortcut menu. Game up protect monsters. One horse king northwest grassland. Shortcut menu. Game up detect monsters. One horse king north 12 M. Shortcut menu. Game up detect monsters. One horse king west 22 M. Shortcut menu. Game up detect monsters. On cooldown. One horse king west 18 M. Shortcut menu. Game up detect NPC lit detect monsters. One horse king northwest 4 M. Congratulations. You received King's name X1 horse king point X1. Shortcut menu.
小
Change
买卖
music
物
music
品，
and
兑
map
换各种
navigation.
珍稀道具。
Square or green
可以来
teleportation
找
arrays
我。
square in front of the hall.
想买卖物品，兑换各种珍稀道具。
Shenlong Street. Go to teleportation array.
你要
Controlling
去
the
哪？
character's movement will stop. Teleportation array. South. West. One teleporter
勇士，
responsible for starting the
你要去
teleportation
哪？
array 0 and player
勇
can't
士，
where do you want to
你
go?
要去哪？
Dragon City teleport. Go to Yayashi Wonderland. The practice level requirement is 30. Yayashi Wonderland cultivation is rewarded dizzy. Shortcut menu. Character. Backpack. Equipped items. Gems is equipped. Weapon. Bronze dagger. Ebony sword. Can conqueror staff. New inform equipped. Ebony sword can be gifted with a weapon. Equipped gems equipped. Backpack character. G. 2,005,792. Mage. Male. Reward. Assets. Skills. Assets. Silver 1 horse king points 10 cannot be traded. Asset. Character. Menu closed. Left options.